Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Rudy from Drinks and a Movie Podcast, and today I'm gonna do another blind tasting. I thought it'd be fun to do some mezcal. When I was going through my collection, I, was just kind of reminded that I have these, and I haven't drinking two of these in a while. I did El Mero for the first time on the Blood and Blood Out episode from a few months back. Montelobos, I haven't covered yet. And then I did a whole episode with James Humphrey, one of the brand ambassadors for Mezcal 33, which was really great, where we tasted it with the reposado and paired it with chocolates. And she gave a lot of like great facts and just knowledge about Mezcal in general, which is something I don't know a whole lot about and I'm trying to learn more of. But yeah, I don't see many people doing like Mezcal blind tasting. So since I have these, I just thought I'd do it up. So here we go. We'll do glass one right here. I'm not the best at like picking out flavors and stuff from mezcals for sure. So, we'll see. I'll do my best. By the way, these are all Espadin and they're all Hovens. Hoven meaning that they're young, unaged, and Espadin being the type of agave that they are made and distilled, cooked and distilled from. I believe Espadins are typically kind of the more affordable ones because those plants, those agave, only take like I think about 6 or so years to mature before they can be harvested. Some of the other agaves that they make mezcal out of can take like 25, maybe even 30 years or so to mature before they can even use it. So yeah, there's a lot to kind of learn and figure out there. So espadín is typically what you see a lot and what people would consider to be more of like the mixers, I guess. So this one is nice. It's very citrusy, like lime. Definitely get the agave, maybe a little bit of like a hint of smoke. Just a teeny tiny bit though. That's good. Fair amount of smoke on there. It's definitely peppery on the back of the palate. I get a little bit of like that very subtle hint of like a vanilla cream kind of thing, but it's definitely, earthy, you can tell. Man, that's good. Oh, okay. Almost getting like a black licorice maybe on the finish. Interesting. All right, yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'll put glass one down there. Here's glass two. This one smells even smokier than the first. Like this one, where the other one was a little on the subtle side with the smoke, this is for sure more smoke forward on the nose. Can't really get anything besides that. Smokier on the nose, but maybe a little more earthy and herbal and almost a little more sweeter, like a little bit of maybe like a tiny bit of vanilla. That's always what I think with these, but just like a hint of it. It's definitely more subdued. Like even though the nose came across smokier, it doesn't taste that way. It's a lot more subdued, a lot softer than the first one. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, similar flavors, just softer. I think now in the second sip, I got a little more of that smoke flavor, but I like it. It's definitely not overbearing. Yeah, it's good. I'm not getting that like interesting black licorice kind of note I got on the first one in the finish. All right. Glass number three now. This one smells sweeter. This one smells more like a tequila, maybe even it almost smells like a margarita. Like it smells like it already has a little more of that citrus in there, like that lime and that kind of sweet agave. Different. This one doesn't come across smoky at all. It's soft on the palate. Maybe it still like has that earthy note as I think all of these do, maybe a little bit on the sweeter end. Man, these are all quite different, but they're all really good. Like I would, man, love like using these as an introductory to mezcal for like anybody that might not be too familiar with it. Yeah, now it's getting a more like sweet kind of creamy aroma on the nose. That's good. It's gonna be really tough to rank these. Shit. So glass three, 1, 2, 3. Let me chill out for a second and then I'll run them back in reverse order in just a moment. All right, here we go. Back at it. I'm gonna run through glass 3, 2, and 1 in reverse order this time. Let's see if anything changes. This one, it still has that more citrusy note on the nose. Like again, almost like it makes me feel like I'm about to drink a margarita, which is nice. Very refreshing right now. I could really go for one of those. But make no mistake, it does have that mezcal quality as well. Yeah, really good. Soft, subtle, sweet. Yeah, just super soft and like sweet. You get, I don't know. This is, all right, put that there. That's really good. I would say that is maybe the best, whatever bottle that is probably the best introductory mezcal for someone who just wants to get into this. And is just kind of afraid of all the stuff they hear about how smoky they can be and whatnot. That is an exceptional pour right there. Yeah, this one is definitely darker, richer on the nose. So like I remember, the more smoke notes coming through. Yeah, matches the palate. A lot of depth, a lot of richness, smoky. Definitely more dark than the first one, but still not like harsh. It's not as soft, but it's still just like really nice on the palate. It doesn't go down hot. It's nice and smooth. Still get a little bit of that agave sweetness, especially on the back of the palate. That's good. Yeah, so far I'm not quite sure how I'm going to rank these at all. And then here's the first glass. This nose, man, this is almost reminds me of like a Sierra Norte Mexican whiskey, like that corn note. That's interesting. I need to blind all of those pretty soon. Yeah, very different nose from the first two. It's probably more earthy and like kind of herbally. Maybe doesn't have like that smoke kick that second one had. Yeah, this is good too. This is interesting. It's kind of like the perfect middle ground between the first two. It's like softer than the second glass, still has some smoke, but not as much. Not as rich, but has that same kind of mellow sweetness that the third glass did. That's very interesting. Dang, this is super tough. I don't know how I want to rank these because I like something out of all three. So I don't know. I'm going to go and take a wild guess though. So I'm going to guess that glass 3 is Mezcal 33. So I'm not even going to rank these. Yeah, I'm going to guess I could easily crush any of these. All right. I'm going to do glass 1 first. If I had to put one in last place, and mind you, it isn't, they're all like just as good, but they deliver something different in like different kind of levels of, if you like the kind of smoke factor or more softness or whatever. I'm going to guess that this is the Mero too. Let's see. Yeah, this is El Mero. So glass 1, El Mero. That's the one that was in that perfect kind of middle ground. All right. I'm going to guess that glass 2, and I haven't had this in a few years, but I remember it coming off kind of strong. So I'm going to guess that glass 2 is the Montelobos, making glass 1 the one that was like very soft, and I said it was like the best kind of introductory, making that Mezcal 33. So let's see if glass 2, the more darker, smokier one, is Montelobos. Yeah, Montelobos. Oh yeah, I nailed it. So that makes glass number 3 Mezcal 33. So I'll put these in just kind of this order. Let's just say that Mezcal 33 is first place, I guess. There's not really a placement for these, but we'll just put it there anyway. Yeah, so all of these are really good. I didn't look up the prices before I did this, but I think Mezcal 33, the Joven right here, the clear bottle, which is really beautiful, by the way. Eventually, I'm going to make like a really sick spec ad for this. I'm just trying to think of my ideas. I want to say around like $40. Unfortunately, the only store that I know of at the moment that carries it is Mission Wine and Spirits in the Los Angeles area. They're in like Pasadena. Pasadena. I think Sherman Oaks, Glendale. There's a couple of them. Montelobos. You can find at Total Wine in most stores. I think this goes for maybe 40 or 50. And El Mero, man, I forgot. I think that was around $40 too. And I see these at Total Wine sometimes. I see them at Mission. I feel like I randomly see them. I may have gotten this one from Mission. This is probably the most accessible, I think, the Montelobos. But yeah, all of these were excellent. They all deliver, their own kind of take on it, which is great. I will say outright that I think Mezcal 33 is probably the Joven here, the best like introductory Mezcal for somebody that wants to try it but is kind of afraid, again, because they think maybe it's too smoky or they don't want to try it neat, whatever. I think this might change your life and it might turn you into a big Mezcal fan. And again, if you go to the Drinks in a Movie podcast YouTube channel, I have an episode with James Humphrey where she goes over all the facts and info about this and their Reposado, which I'll show you right now. Yeah, their Reposado, which is this one right here. This is also a banger. So yeah, check out that episode. You can find it on the YouTube channel. If you want to see the video, if you just want to hear it, then you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. It's hot as hell in here. Anywhere else you get your podcast. So yeah, that's great, man. I'm glad I guessed these. That was pretty cool. Anyway, that's a wrap. Cheers.